Hey y'all, what's up? Big Ol' here, and welcome back to another episode of our Prison Escape Beginnings Let's Play. I think this makes episode 8. So today I want to get our goo upgraded. We're going to do some more industrial foregoing. And what was the other thing? I want to work on wrapping up some of these starter automation quests so we can complete another chapter and unlock another area. So without further ado, let's get into it. First things first, I want to get it straight into the Dissolution Chamber because that is our route for the Blazebloom Goo. We need a simple machine frame. The only way to get it is with latex, like we went through in the last episode, and our Dissolution Chamber. So we need some plastic. We actually got some from quest rewards, and we made a little bit extra. We're going to need nether bricks, and we're going to need a gold gear. Now, one of these gold gear recipes is cheaper than the other, and all it takes is 4 gold. So let's go ahead and just knock that out, and then we can just craft up our gear. Some of the recipes take an iron nugget in the middle and some other things, but that one's cheap and they are ore dictionaried, so we can totally use that for our thing in the Dissolution Chamber. Now, we got to make the Dissolution Chamber first, which is why I have a pity machine frame in my hand. We're going to need one more, but we should have all the resources. So we just need a couple more pieces of gold, a diamond gear, and some buckets. So let's get our Dissolution Chamber going. So a couple pieces of gold, diamond gear, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think it can be made the same way as the other ones, just like that. Surely can. And then we need a couple of buckets, so let's get some iron out and make a couple buckets. Presto. And then what else do we need? We just need a chest, which probably got some in our wood chest over here. Speaking of chests and storage, I definitely want to get into AE2 soon. Either that or do we have ours in the pack? We might have some storage like turns. We got some kind of option. I need a searchable storage. But for now, today, we're getting into the Dissolution Chamber, which just is going to need some power. Like the rest of this, we're going to slap it right there. I've got a bucket of latex because we needed that, and I made sure to get it out of here when this got a full bucket in it, so we'd have it for the episode. And then now we need to take a look at what the Blazebloom Goo takes. It takes 2 Primogel, 2 Redstone, 2 Nether Wart, and 2 Blaze Powder. We got our Blaze Powder in the last episode when we went to the Nether, so we can get that right here from our Blaze Rods. We're going to need some Nether Wart, which we sieved, should be in the things that grow chest. Right here, Nether Wart. I thought we had it as it's invaluables. Okay, so Nether Wart is invaluables, and then we are going to need to make the simple machine frame, which is going to take another pity machine frame, so we should probably make one of those. We're going to need cast iron. All right, where's my campfire? Did I not? Well, I guess I haven't put a campfire down since the move. We're going to need a campfire, but let's grab out some iron here, and then we're going to need for a campfire was treated sticks, right? Which we've got some treated wood planks. And then we're going to need some charcoal and some logs, I do believe. So logs and charcoal. And then we should be able to make ourselves a new campfire after the base move. Campfire... Learn to type, Wooly. There we go. Oh, we need coal coke. Okay, that's fine. I think we have some. We sure do, right there. So there is a campfire. Now we can throw a campfire on top of the anvil. Seems fine to me. I mean, nothing to see here, right? Right. And then we will just slap our iron on here. To get the cast iron going we need for that. We can then put up our treated sticks and other valuables and chests that we just used. We're just going to wait that out. We can go ahead and grab out our planks and all. I don't know if I covered this, but basically these are automations for making the reinforced oak planks and paper. You can take your soaked paper, put it into here. It sucks it out into the drying rack, and then that goes in there and puts paper in. And then this, you just put your planks in, and it turns them into reinforced planks. And they're all tied into the drawer controller, too, so once we get our storage going, they will be visible. For the Blazebloom, we're going to need 2 of those. So 2 of those, 2 of those, 2 of those. I guess technically we could make a couple of these. We're going to need some nether bricks. So for that, we should bake up some of this that we got from our adventures in the nether last episode. Take out this coal I just made right before the episode. What were we doing? Oh, we were going to smelt up some nether bricks. Okay. I was making some of this because we were running low on power in one of our generators was out of fuel. This one was out of fuel. So I was just making some more primal coal to throw in there for when we have some more power needs come up. I don't know, like this dissolution chamber we're about to get ready to use. Let's go ahead and make ourselves some more coal blocks. We can convert those. In theory, I guess we could make 2 blaze blooms, right? So let's get out another 2. And then let's go ahead and get out another 2 of our nether wart. And then we're just going to need, so I guess it's a 2, 2, 2. What was the other thing? The 2 primal gels, the 2 those, the 2 of those, and redstone. So we need 4 redstone. There's our 4 redstone, so that covers all of the ingredients there for 2, and we're just missing 2 of our simple machine frames, which are going to take 2 of these other ones, which each take a block of redstone, and they each take a block of flint, and then they take some more of the reinforced planks and the cast irons and all that, and we should be able to craft up a couple of these pity machine frames. Awesome. Now, dissolution chamber, you can only put 1 recipe at a time. You technically can lock it, you know, to a certain recipe and then like feed it with a chest per se. But yeah, so hold on, let's see. Dissolution chamber, what did I mix up? So not that in here. What are we? Oh, we need to make our simple machine frames. You're doing this wrong. So we need a couple of gold gears. It doesn't happen in here. The other stuff does. So we need a couple of gold gears to upgrade these things. So 8 gold. We need the plastic, which we got from the quest reward. We need the nether bricks, and we're going to need some iron. So let's just pull a stack of iron. And then now in the dissolution chamber, what we want is to make our simple machine frame. So 2 plastic, 2 nether bricks, 2 iron, 1 gold gear. So we need to make these into gold gears. Okay. So 1 gold gear, 2 nether brick, 2 iron, 2 plastic, and a pity machine frame, and 250 millibuckets of latex. So technically we've got enough latex to make 4. But right now we're just going to make 2, which will get us 2 of the 2nd tier of goo. So 2 of those, 2 of those, 2 of those, 1 of those, and 2 of these. So there's our simple machine frame, which should unlock some more quests in the industrial foregoing quest line. Let's go with box of old tech parts. Simple machine frame for free. Yes, please. Box of storage parts. And it looks like we got, we don't necessarily get simple machine frames. It could be anything for industrial foregoing. Ooh, an oak iron chest. That's nice. That's free storage, I guess. So, boop. Okay, and there is our 2nd simple machine frame. Now, Blazebloom Goo, shift click it. We should have enough to make 2. Woo! All right, so we can pick up a couple of these, and the cool thing about Blazebloom is it will do everything the previous tiers do, in addition to the Blazebloom tier of goo. And the first thing we're really gonna want to convert on these is some gold. So let's just, we're going to take out as much as we can, and we're going to do some blaze gold on both of these, because this is going to get us to our XP storage. This is like the main reason I want to do this is I'm tired of dying and losing all my levels. So we want to get through this so we can save our levels in the crystal. And there we have it. Our first batch of, wait for it, raw blaze gold. Yay! So if we break all this open, let's see, how much did I get? Only 39. 64 is what's required for the quest, so let's see if we can get there with the gold we currently have. I think we've got plenty more raw gold to process. Yeah, we've got like 1,000 of it here, so we should be able to... Oh, there's osmium in there. What was that holding up? Is there anything behind it in the... Nope, mechanical squeezer. So now let's just shift K some of that. We'll put our gold ore in here and process up some more gold real quick. Off camera, Wooly really should have done that, but I did. Sorry, sue me. So we're going to keep going with the blaze gold, and we've gotten into industrial foregoing further. We already had a blaze gold shovel we got as a quest reward. Let's do tech parts, and we get some more primogel goo. Yay! We got some blaze gold for free, and some ferrocore ingots. So we're up to 43. Hopefully when this batch finishes, it's enough, but let's open our rewards. An energy upgrade for mechanism, a flawless budding Certus quartz. Heck yeah, that is useful. And then if we break this, there we go. There is our stack of raw blaze gold for the materials quest line, which gets us another reward there. Ooh, gold coins. Yes. That may help us get into AE2 because a little birdie, aka squirrel, says that the mysterious cube or something is in here, or the presses. I don't know. He was saying this guy sells a block that helps you get started in AE2, and I don't know what that is. I am not seeing it, so could be confused. I'll have to double check on that because I don't know how we get our presses otherwise, but he was somehow saying this guy might help us with our presses. So I don't know if it's that guy or is it this guy? No, this guy's got nothing. But either way, let's take a look at getting some blaze gold smelted. We can just toss this into our jumbo furnace there. And then the next step is going to be to start getting into the next tier of the dire coal, basically, because we'll be able to start turning that into fuel, and it's a good way to make fuel for power gen. Now, the other cool thing is these will convert the tier 1 stuff, but just faster. Same speed as normal on a tier 2 conversion, but the tier 1 stuff, these are likely to finish before those do, just because of how it works. Now, once they do finish, the next thing we're going to throw down is some of this primal coal to get us some blaze ember. Ooh, that gold coin. That's a good find. So maybe it was in the marketplace he was talking about. So if we go to marketplace, maybe we can buy our mysterious cube for our presses in here. Let's see. Repeatable quest, rewards. There we go. So 10 copper coins gets us our 4 presses we need. So we don't buy the cube, we just get the coins in the or we get the presses for coins in the marketplace. Or they are craftable. You do just have to get into if you come look at the quest line for storage, in order to craft these, we can craft them, but we've got to get into mystical agriculture and make a Certus quartz seed. Once we make a Certus quartz seed, we can then have the essence and we can craft up each of the presses that way. So it's not too complicated. You just got to get into mystical agriculture, which costs you some red dye, some wool, a little bit of gold, you know, and then some time growing crops. Like we actually don't have enough inferium right now to even make our first inferium seed, or we didn't the last time I was looking. Yeah, I only have 7 inferium. So you need 8 to wrap your first seed and make your first inferium seed. So we don't have enough even for that. But as you can see, our primal coal on the Blazebloom is done, and our primal coal back there is just now finishing converting. But if we take our primal coal and we make it into blocks, we can convert it into blaze ember now that we're up to the tier 2 goo. We can only make that conversion on the tier 2 goo, and we can still keep around some of these lower tier ones if we want, as we get until we can upgrade all of our 4 we've been using to the next tier. We will probably at some point in the near future start looking into automations for this. As I was saying, Blaze Ember from the tier 2 goo, we'll work on getting all of these updated that we're using to tier 2, but we're also probably going to look into some automation for all of these various things. So I can take one of these goos and set it up with like a bunch of, you know, detectors and breakers and placers and all like in a configuration around it, and you can use one goo to essentially automatically farm a bunch of your materials for you. Which is what we'll get into at some point, not today. When I do, I will try to make an episode out of it, though, so you guys can see what I'm talking about with the automation of that process. We'll probably wait until we get, like, one more tier into things. Now, the thing I'm curious about is if these are going to generate more or just have a longer burn time. So burn speed multiplier times 4. So this will be where it's curious, like, what we get out of that for putting it in there versus converting it to fuel. And right now our energy usage is not enough to like trigger that for us to figure it out. So we're gonna have to give that a little bit of a study, but we have gotten into our tier 2 of Blaze stuff. We've got extras of the Primogel. We've got some energy upgrades for mechanism stuff. So let's see, is the smelter full? The smelter was not full. And then we'll put the rest of those in the enrichment chamber. So now the smelter has got all 8 energy and 4 of 8 on speed, making it, you know, as efficient as possible and, you know, I guess 50% faster. I don't really know what 4 upgrades gives me. Now, we did our Blazebloom. We did that. Okay, so other things. We were going to come back and start looking at wrapping up some quest lines, and I want to get this done. I almost forgot. Experience holder. Super simple. We need a couple books, an ender pearl, an emerald, and 3 blaze gold ingots. So if we come over here to our smelter thing, we've got our blaze gold ingots. Then mob drops. No, we bought our ender pearls. They should be in mob drops, but I didn't put them in here. And then we need an emerald and 2 books. So no books in there. I think books are in miscellaneous. There's 1 book. Do I not have 2 books? Well, you know, we could be, you know, kind of cheeky. If I come over here. Aha! Got another book. Sucker! Alright, and then that gives us our 2 books. Now we just need an emerald. Gonna try to keep some Blaze Ember going, step up our power gen. Let's see, there's our emerald. And now we should be able to craft the experience holder. Yes! All right, this is a great breakthrough for us because now I can just store those levels, and if I die, I die, and I'm not losing the 18 levels I had. We can start accumulating for stuff that requires levels. That was one of the main reasons I wanted to get into the second tier of just dire things, was solely for that. Because I keep dying and losing all my levels, and that does nobody any good. Looks like we get some freebies for some of this stuff. Celestium Sword. Ooh, this is a quest reward. This is a pretty big upgrade because this thing can be recharged with power, and we don't have to like keep recharging it, but we have no way to recharge items on the player. Which is why we were getting into power before, was we were looking at the player transmitter and better power generation with the thermo generator. One of the things we needed was to go to the nether for blaze powder, and we don't really have a good source of it yet, so not quite ready to get back into power, but we did start on that. Let's see, what else was there? We were looking at the starter automation quest line. Let's make some item pipes, a pipe wrench. We're going to need to get into a little bit of Ender IO and a alloy smelter so that we can smelt up some alloys. This is an easy one. We just need to make a crafter. So we need a dropper, which is what? Cobble, redstone. Oh, redstone's over there, Wooly. So dropper and the crafter. We just need a crafting table. Do I have any in my wood chest? I do. Heyo. All right, this thing is the Minecraft Vanilla Crafter. So you can feed stuff into it, and with a redstone pulse, it'll just keep crafting the same thing over and over and over and over and over. I do believe we can, like, lock the slots once you put a recipe in, but it's kind of, we're almost to the point where we're past that. But we needed it for quest progression. So it's going to give us a logistics bundle. Ooh, some energy cable for free. Nice, don't mind. Next. We're going to need some cloth mesh, which is treated sticks or any stick and string. We can do that. We need 4 of them. So string, sticks, sure. We don't have sticks somehow. Okay. And our inventory is a hot mess, y'all. It is disastrous. Let's put up sludge bucket, essence bucket. That's nice. Flawed. We've got a flawless budding sort of squirts right there. We will put these energy cables in the backpack. We're gonna need some flint and a couple sticks for the pipes mod wrench. So this one is just a couple sticks and some flint. So that's part of that quest. And then it wants us to make any pipe. So we need a couple more droppers. And we can make an item pipe, or at least 16 of them for that quest credit. Conduit binder. So this one takes gravel, sand, and clay to make 8 of them. So we need gravel, sand, and some clay balls. Please have clay. If we don't have clay, we should have some clay over here. Okay, we can put the flint away, and we've got our clay balls. So now we should be able to make the conduit binder for the Ender IO pipes. So there's our conduit binder it wants us to make. Let's put clay balls away, cast iron away. We can put string away. We can put our blaze ember away and our blaze gold away. Nether bricks can go. Raw osmium we can just toss into the energized smelter. We can't because it's smelting. We'll toss it into our furnace. Okay, and then now we need to smelt up our conduit binder, which I should have done over here while I was here, but I didn't throw it in there. Now I did. So there's our osmium and our conduit binder. There we go. So now that we've got conduit binder, we can make item conduits. No, you can't, because you need energetic alloy, which we need an alloy smelter for. Which an alloy smelter takes stuff we've already made. A void chassis, some dark steel, which we got from a quest, cauldron, and gears. So let me get all that together. Be right back with you. There we have it. Crafted all that up. Everything there we had made together before. And now we have an alloy smelter. This is going to allow us to do all sorts of Ender IO things. But just like all the other Ender IO machines, it needs a capacitor. Those capacitors, I think we got some from one of our quest rewards, but we also made some. So we can just toss in a basic one here to get the machine up and running. And now it's going to start pulling power from our power setup back there. And presto, we are cooking with, primal coal and blaze ember on the burners. Now, to make a pulsing alloy ingot, we need iron and an ender pearl, which we bought those ender pearls from the dude over there, or from the marketplace, and I am not mad at it because we have needed them. Gonna make 4 batches of this, even though that may be too much, but I don't honestly care. So this will get us our pulsating alloy that we need for the item conduits to make them. It'll get us an ingot. We can break it down into a nugget. No big deal. So there's our nuggets, and then if we come over to our crafting table, we should now be able to make the item conduits. That gets that part of the quest complete. And the last thing is we need to make some copper alloy ingots, which are silicone and copper. Okie dokie. Silicone, I think we have in here. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 maybe. And then let's get some copper. Then if we toss those in, so silicone and copper, that's going to get us our copper alloy ingots that we need for, what was the thing we were doing with that? Oh, we are making the wrench. I think we need 3 for the wrench, right? 3 and a stone gear. Stone gear, so wooden gear, so sticks, okay, and then uses on that, just needs some stone of any kind, and uses plus, there we go, so there is our stone gear, and then we just need our copper alloy. And that is going to complete another quest for us because now we have, in theory, tried all the different pipes that are available in the pack, which is what they want us to do. For this quest, all we have left is a fluid hopper, which I think we got one of those as a quest reward. Let's go see. Fluid hopper. We're going to need to put some stuff away, so ferrocore, plastics, gravel and sand. Conduit binder can go in here for now. Charcoal blocks can go in there. Osmium should have a place in the storage. It did. Okay. Dark steel we can put away. Pulsating alloy ingots. Copper alloy ingots we're done with. We got some more power cables, so of a different variety, so we can toss those into our backpack. We've got basic and hardened. Hardened carries more power. Now, where were we? We made a bunch of stuff today. We did those last time. We've done that. We did the sink and the fluid extractor. Cool, just got us back down to power on the list of things to do. So, where does that leave us? The bamboo thing. We need cloth mesh, which I was working on. I just put the sticks away that I was going to need. Was it sticks I just put away? Oh, I think the sticks might have gone up here. It was the string I put away. So mob drops should have our string in it. Now, 3 cloth mesh. Or is it string mesh? No, it was cloth mesh, right? It was different. So we were trying to do this thing, which we need cloth mesh for. This thing. And we need blocks of bamboo. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Okay, we need a lot of bamboo. How much bamboo do we have? We may have to wait on this. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have enough. So these are, turn them into blocks. And then turn these into reinforced blocks. Ooh, we might just have enough. Look at there. Okay, so now we need to do our cloth mesh. 1, 2, 3. And then now our bamboo water strainer. So this thing generates resources just by being sat in a pool of water. So we could, like, you know, put it down there and it should start generating items in there. I think it may require an infinite source, so we may have to move that, but let's give it a few minutes. Bamboo strainer, yes. Our infinite water, we did that too. Cool. our hopping madness. We got that one completed. And now it wants us to start getting into easy villagers. Now we've gotten 1 block for free. The rest of these I'm not even going to look at today because we are over on time for the episode. But we did get through a ton. We got our Blazebloom Goo done. We have our levels safe. Look, I can take it out in the form of a bucket. I can store it all in there. So we've got all the things we need experience-wise to, you know, store it safely and use it for various crafts. So I think in the next episode, we will take some time to look at some easy villagers. We will take some time to come over here. I want to finish this up. So we've got, actually, we've probably got all the crops we need upstairs right now, but I won't make you guys watch that. I'm just going to head this way and then wrap the episode outside, either in the nighttime or in the daytime. Hey, it's the daytime. So, yes, we got a lot done today. I'm going to harvest up these crops and try and wrap up that next one so we can get access to the villager zone in the next episode and start looking at some villager trade and farms with easy villagers and things of that nature. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have, hit the like button, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications, and come watch us tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Mountain, 10 a.m. Eastern on my YouTube channel, where we'll be streaming some Ocean Block 2. We'll see y'all next time.